I'm
That's
just
a
good.
first place drop right
I'm
there.
just automatic. I'm just automatic now.
Yep.
It's like Curry from the free throw line. Like you're surprised when it doesn't happen. You're like, oh.
Yeah, when he misses one, it's like, what?
There's those games where he like misses two, like he misses both free throws, and he like
Makes
and he
no
like
sense.
and he like stands there for a second, like that's not supposed to happen. Like everybody's confused.
Did
It's
the
quick.
universe just have a blip?
Yes, glitch in the matrix.
Yes.
Welcome to week 4 of the great Tuesdays in Delaware. We're still in Delaware. Uh,
Have we actually gone on a Tuesday yet?
I don't think so.
I know
It's
we've gone on a
Thursday in
Monday
Delaware.
and 2 Thursdays.
Wait, this is life in Delaware. We're rolling with the waves of life this year, as you
Delaware is
do.
a crazy place.
It
You never know what's gonna happen.
we got, Musk was on
Like the
trial again
Twitter of
today.
states.
Yeah, I mean, too many lawsuits to count right now. Like
Yep.
Delaware is a hot commodity. You know what else is a hot commodity? Just to make sure everybody's aware. My team is a hot commodity because I'm in first place.
Yeah. Yeah. You are one of four in first.
Yes,
Well
I am
done.
one of four. But I am first, as they say. You know what's also not a hot commodity? Your team,
Hey now,
which is in
calm down.
last place.
I'm
Uh,
only 3 games back. It's fine.
uh,
Uh
you got a lot of good news today, though. I feel like you're probably more positive today than in the past.
I am. I was very close to winning last week, just missed by a couple blocks. And then I've got Jared Jackson Jr. back this week. And I also have Kawhi, who is back tonight, though I have zero faith that he will do anything for quite some time. So he may stay on the bench for a minute while we figure out what to do with that.
Did you is there any indication of like, is there any useful information coming out of Camp Clipper on
No, they're
his
they're like they're a Borg. They don't say anything.
report?
He's starting though, which is relevant because he came off the bench in those earlier games. So who knows?
We shall see. I'm excited for your Triple J return. I think that was a an investment in the draft that will hopefully pay dividends. So like
Yeah, I was
I'm
kind of
glad for you.
under the impression I wasn't gonna like spend the first month getting trounced and I would have time to wait for it, hope, go 500, get the big dog back and hope Kawhi is okay, but hope we'll
Oddly
see what
enough, I thought I was gonna get trounced the first month. Like I probably was like, okay, I'm punting the first month or two of the season, and like Time Lord will come back, and I'm happy for the playoffs. So I'm like super stoked actually. I was not expecting to. I My strength of schedule is quite poor because I
it
think
helps when your guys do stuff.
no,
Like
I've also played the bottom three current teams right now. Like
so that's helpful.
I did beat Joe last week, but I did get I'll say I got lucky. Like I won't declare that I had a stellar week over.
That's not takey enough. Come on, man. Give me more takes.
I heard some rumblings of some frustrations in the peanut gallery of our takes, so I'm gonna give Joe minor credit that I got lucky on this one. And although I did game plan, I'm gonna say I game planned. I dumped all the bigs and went full smalls because his team was all bigs, and
Still
that
had a lot of offensive rebounds for all smalls.
uh yes, because
That's a
my team
ton of offensive rebounds for smalls.
Scotty Barnes had 12.
He's a beast.
He is good at basketball, and also I had Hartenstein, who's like
It's actually
basically
Hartenstein.
Hartenstein. Thank you.
All the announcers call him that now. This is the first time I've ever seen him actually referred to as that.
Hartenstein. I love that name. Also, weirdly, Clarkson had 7 offensive rebounds. Back to our guards getting rebounds thing. A lot of them tend to get a lot of offensive rebounds too. So
Long
Hartenstein,
rebounds on threes.
yes. So Hartenstein, my only big basically last
Hartenstein.
week was also there. Uh, I also find it funny. We'll revise this later, but known anti-Semite Kyrie Irving not
Yeah.
listed on the IL. So Joe
Well,
has
he's
to.
not injured.
Yes, exactly. I was just actually surprised that like that that distinction is there. I think actually was it Simmons or somebody last season that was out the whole. There's somebody else that happened to where like they were maybe it was somebody who got like a
where they
domestic
sat.
or like a domestic violence situation. So, one of the folks, some famous person player had a bad thing happen that was not injury and they were out and it like is bad. Yeah. So moral story, don't do bad things. Other
Solid
people
advice, Dad.
that's what I'm here for.
Thanks.
Uh four teams tied for first though, while I'm on top. Four teams tied. Two very interesting. One, the auto drafting
Yeah,
bathroom match
respect to
pairs.
that just shows you that like we don't know anywhere near as much as we think we do because the auto draft is in second place.
Yes. Uh, pretty much purely on the back of Kevin Durant being an absolute monster this season.
When
But
he's in the, I mean, like he is among the class of like the LeBron, Anthony Davis, Kawhi guys who, when they're on the court, they're amazing, but you just don't know how much they're going to be on the court.
yeah, and
And
he's
Durant has been on the court. I think he's played every game so far.
yeah, he's like now their only player
He's
of
the
relevance.
constant and
Yeah,
the build and like the rock of the team. Also, Darius Garland, he's good at basketball.
he's very good at basketball. A lot of fun guys on this team. Like it's funny.
Yeah, De'Aaron Fox has been on fire lately. The
Has he
Kings are
really?
looking spunky. By the way, they're looking good.
They like who are they gonna trade for?
Ooh.
Who are they gonna trade for?
I mean, they don't really have anything like unless they want to give up on, you know, what do they trade?
I don't know. I'm just I because I feel like they're
You're gonna
not good
trade
enough to like
Keegan
win.
Murray is their only asset,
Yeah, that's fair.
unless you like for a get better trade, and I assume they're not going to trade him. But Kings do Kings things, so who knows?
Kangs. The other besides the aforementioned Joe, who I did beat to become tied for first. Aaron, Mr. West Unseld, who I believe was one of our early season
We
selections.
liked him.
Yeah. And he's got some
Still
big
do.
player.
Great roster.
Yeah, he's set up for success. OG, pre-show discussion topic number one,
Top
having a
10.
monster season right now.
League
Monster
leader in
season.
steals, I believe.
Is he oh wow, holy
Yeah.
crap. I mean that's like three a game.
Yep. I
Six,
believe
five?
he's got some sort of crazy stat like I wish I could remember it. It's something about like people who have averaged 3 steals a game. Um I feel bad now. But he is leading the league in steals. I know that.
Two and a
So
half a game is a ton. That's such a big number for
I mean,
steals.
very few people even get 2.5 stocks per game. That's
Yeah,
like I was doing draft research, and there's like 4 people who get like 3 stocks per game.
yeah, that's a big thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, he's at 3.5 because he's getting a block a game too. That's
Yep.
that's big numbers.
Yeah.
And then he's also got DeJounte, who's a
Who's
monster.
top 10 also. And
Yeah, and
Jeremy
then
Grant is on a huge heater right now. He can't miss.
yeah, well, those are some big games. Yeah,
Yep.
I've watched the support. Oh man, the Blazers are fun to watch. Okay, all right.
Yes. All right. It's time for our Blazer talk. What are we doing?
First, they're fun to watch. Second, I literally can't, and this is maybe mildly racist. I literally can't tell the difference between those two. I seriously think that the person on the left is just the person on the right with a wig on. Like it is uncanny.
I believe
There's
I said that. Remember, we were at Summer League, and I was like, "Holy shit, he looks like Dame!" Like
I don't
not his game, but like his face. They look exactly like. Here's my question, and I'll have to go back and do some research. Have we seen them on the floor at the same time? Are
I
we
not
sure it's not just two Dames?
no.
Like,
So-
are you sure he's not just like coming out of the game, putting on his wig, and going back in the game with like some platform shoes? So
say
he's a
that
little
there's like an
taller?
Uncle Drew situation going on
Yeah,
the court every night
yeah.
for the I'm this would be the greatest movie of all time. Like live acting documentary movie, the time world beating superstar played himself.
Like the way how he was able to like trick the coaches into letting him play 48 minutes a night.
All right. Now, major question for this. How do you cover up all the tattoos?
Concealer.
Concealer.
Yeah. He goes in, gets a powder up, and he's good to go. Like, I mean, you see movies all the time. Like there are actors who have tons of tattoos and then they appear in movies and have none.
I like it. I'll take
Yeah.
it. That's fine.
Anything can happen.
Um while we're on the topic, sorry. I won't scale off Blazers yet. You get another What else? How are you feeling about him besides being good and top of the conference?
Yeah, I mean, first in the conference at any time of the year, even if it's 1-0, I'll take it. Like it's 15, 14 games is not nothing. Once you're into 20 or so, you start to kind of get an idea of who the teams are.
Hmm. Yeah, no, we're definitely in the cone of prediction for sure.
Cone of
Uh,
prediction.
I like them. They're fun
I
to
would also
watch.
point out that Portland is already like a third of the way towards its over under. So if you got the over on them, you're looking pretty good.
Go get it right now if you haven't. At your local legal sports betting authority.
Sponsored by DraftKings.
Sponsored by DraftKings. There's a fun article about DraftKings today about how they are like throttling people very quickly when they win a lot of money because they can do that because it's not illegal. And I thought that very interesting. Like that seems like
What do
a
you mean by throttling them? Like
so like
from playing?
yeah, like literally limiting your bet volume
Wow.
and so like they're quoting a guy who who bet like won like 50 grand on a $1,000 bet or something like that because Evan Fournier was like the top scorer in a Knicks game, and the
Mm-hmm.
next day that person couldn't bet more than $4. Like
What?
they were limited,
Wow.
yeah. So like they've basically copied all of like the nonsense that casinos do of like if you go like count cards, which is not illegal, but like you just win too much,
They
like you
don't
just get
like
kicked
it.
out of the casino. Yeah. So they're just copying it, which I feel like is a bad strategy for like an online entity that like has records. Like that's gonna be interesting. I bet we'll see some losses there soon. But back to not betting. I wanted to bring up the Roto because while Wes Unseld is first, he's also like the are like what we thought was not possible in terms of like being mid good to good at everything, but not top of anything. Like he is not top of any categories.
That was what
Uh,
I was trying to do last season.
yes, but he actually pulled it off.
Well done.
It is well done. Whereas like everybody else, so Amy actually is in near the same boat. She just doesn't have the results to go along with it. And then everybody else is pretty polarized internally.
Except for me, I'm bad at everything.
We're-
I'm getting there though. So here is my new
yeah,
my
you
new
are better at
strat.
everything.
I'm actually on getting close to what I'm trying to do. So the after all the shit that my team has done poorly, I have figured out what I'm going for, and it's percentages, boards, stocks, turnovers. I've got percentages, I've got blocks, I've got turnovers. Just need to work on rebounding.
I have weirdly that was what I thought I was gonna do, and then I've somehow turned into like
Your guys are
offensive.
scoring way better and rebounding way better than you expected.
Also assisting way better. I've actually won assists like two times, which
Mm-hmm.
like uh because
You're
I was
number
like
one in offensive rebounding, number
and
one in steals.
and second in turnovers. So yeah, like I those three things were like thoughts I had because like Gobert kind of wins offensive rebounds almost by himself. But
Yeah.
also and like Pirtle actually, those two are big offensive
Oh my
rebounders.
God. I watched the Spurs Blazers the other night. Like
Oh, he went
you
off that
know,
game.
Jacob Abdul Jabbar out there, just like putting people in his pocket. He had like 31 and 16 or some crazy line like that.
He had a fat game, and the next game he had like 6 points. Like he
Yeah, it's somebody I'm really curious where he ends up at the end of the season.
yeah,
What team he's
there's
on.
no way he stays there, right? Like
I'm still gonna keep pushing that he should go back to Toronto.
oh, they'd win the title.
I'm just gonna keep saying it every
I mean,
week until it
like that's a
happens.
great pickup. Like he's clearly playing for new digs because he is
It's contract year, yeah?
contract year. I think he knows he's gone. Like,
Yeah,
um, yeah, he's playing for the stakes. So yeah, I'm succeeding in what I wanted to, but then also doing like
other things. That
better
is
than
usually how
expected.
you get to first place, doing the things you want to do and then other things.
Amazing. I even have a triple double because of Scotty Barnes, which I was totally not expecting.
Feasting.
Uh, so what else? What else I got?
I would like to note that I was not last in the roto. Just FYI, I was second to last. So
who was
so,
last? Let me pull it back up.
first was last.
Oh, for who I'm playing
First
this
was
week.
last.
He's struggling. I was actually I'm sad I thought he'd be better.
I mean,
But
he's been one of the premier teams in this league every year, so everyone gets a down year sometimes. It just happens.
he did not get
And
the bigs.
he's got the pieces. Like
He did not get the bigs, and then similar to you, some of his bets have whiffed. Like Clay was a big whiff. Aiton is not playing super great, and certainly not at a high rate. And
he
then
needs to get out of there. He clearly the vibe check is bad in Phoenix, even though they're still winning a lot.
yeah,
They
although
win a lot, but they look like they hate each other while doing it.
yeah, there's a lot of scowling. There's lots
Yeah.
of scowls.
And you usually when you're scowling, you're like scowling at the opponent, not each other.
Yes. Uh, so it is weird that it's weird that he's last, especially also given that he has Doncic and some other like people who are producing. But it's like no complementary pieces. Like it's like just all individual stats, which is not what you want. So what else we got? Before we get into our major topic, uh
Luca.
Lucas first. I wanted to bring up the player list. Usually, as all the millions of fans know, past seasons, usually this is dominated by the big men. But a lot of big men hurt, and then a lot of the abnormal folk doing really crazy well. So the wings showing up this season, and the point guards, not even the ones getting triple doubles. So like Shea's up here because he's
She's
have
getting 30 every night.
yeah, he's having a hell of and shooting it like lights out. Like look at that, like 66, 50,
Mm-hmm.
59. Like that's
Everyone is this
76.
season has everyone really retconning the Paul George Kawhi deal for the Clippers because he was the central piece of that.
Retcon?
Like rethinking and changing their narrative of it. I may be the wrong term.
I,
Retconning is like it's like setting up something or inserting something into like a past thing to like make it relevant or to make it make sense. Anyway,
oh, I see. I
I
just
could
don't
be wrong in my usage there.
I just don't know the term, so I don't even know. But I think I understand. So it's like the narrative no longer makes sense, so you have to figure out
Right.
how to make it make. I got you. Uh,
Piece of new information that imposes a different interpretation on previous events. So
uh,
yes, it
okay.
is using it
That
correctly.
worked. No, yeah, you got it
But
right.
yeah, I mean, like everyone's like, oh, they traded Shea and all these picks for Paul George, and well, you actually also traded them for Kawhi
Yeah,
because that's how you got him. And as good as Shea has been, every team in the history of every sport still does that deal.
yeah. And like he's also the only guy, right? Like he's
Yeah.
clearly like playing to be the guy on the team where he's the only guy. So like you're always gonna get the usage, and he's obviously good.
No, he's doing it with efficiency. That's always like the difference. Like anyone can, like most NBA players could score 30 points in a game. Could they do it on 50% shooting and still win a game? No.
Right. Uh, Other guys up here, Anunoby, as we already talked about, he's up there.
The
Uh,
resurgence of Capella.
yeah,
That's
Capella
interesting.
back. Surprising. I had written him off. He was on my don't draft list, and he's been like
Back to doing Capella things.
back
And,
to
they've completely sidelined John Collins for some reason, who is on my team. He needs that. He needs to get out of there. Another change of scenery guy. Like he clearly, I watched him a couple days ago play, and he just kind of stands there. They just don't really have a place for him. All his touches have gone to DeAndre Hunter for some reason.
yeah. Like if they're not gonna run him, like yeah, he's too valuable. Like get something back.
It would cost so much, like
Yeah,
$120 million contract, like to just stand there and take 4 shots from the corner.
yeah. It's a weird. That team is consistently so weird, and like they keep putting like random pieces together that like they never seem to work, or they just like never get it right. I don't know. Also like Markkanen's still up there, and Butler having a really fantastic season. Like he's
He's
always
so
like
good.
top 20, 30, but like he's
I
he's
think
doing
he's
it.
also on that list of like if the thing that holds him back is he not playing when
Yeah.
he
Oh yeah,
like
yeah. Like
like
I
he's the
was
top 10 guy automatically if he's in the lineup.
correct. I think that is correct. Uh, and then yeah, then you get back to the more awful. So yeah, top
Well, my
top
first
players.
two picks were good. Towns and Hallie are both top 15. Like
There you go.
I pretty much fucked up everything that was not those two picks. Like,
Uh,
which is very inverse of my general fantasy, like, uh, across sports. Like, usually I fuck up the first pick and then like do everything else really well, and it allows me to continue to play well.
yeah, it is not great that your 4, 5, and 6 best
No,
players.
Easton, I drafted him.
Oh, did you? Okay, I'm sorry, you did.
He's my
Looney.
rookie sleeper.
Did you draft Caldwell Pope?
No, I picked him up right away though. Like I picked him up like when I put guys in an injury slot at the beginning of the year.
I'm a big fan of Sochan's hair.
Well,
Sochan.
I love that he's basically saying he's Rodman. He's on the Spurs with purple hair and wearing number 10. Like he is trying to be Rodman.
I'm a big I +1 on the effort. All right, so so we're in that time of season, as maybe epitomized by your situation. We'll bring it up. We've reached the early to mid season waiver doldrums. We have high usage on the IL spots. I looked across the league, so everybody's got 4 IL spots. So we could have 48 players. We have 20. There's 23 active IL spots being used, so almost half of them, and then like another 5 people actually injured that aren't on the IL. People who have
I
not
mean, there are
stashed them.
some teams that have never used the IL spots.
It's true. And then also the aforementioned Mr. Kyrie Irving, who is out, but also functionally not. Is perpetually out.
He's coming back on Sunday.
Is he really?
Yeah. He
Uh,
sat there quietly long enough without actually having any contrition. So now he gets to go back and play basketball again.
Over under weeks before next insane thing that happens out of his mouth.
Days.
Less than one. 1 week under. Got
I
it.
would say under because he has no message discipline.
That's probably true. And like every reporter in the world is literally gonna throw their
Well,
microphones in front
like
of his
Nick Friedel
face.
is just gonna be going at him like all day long because that's what he does, and he's great. So
So uh waiver wire pickups a big deal right now.
I see I'm
Uh
leading the league in moves, so you got that going for me. Yeah, I'm
I
trying.
always
I haven't given up hope just because I drafted shittily. I'm trying to salvage it.
and I do like that the bottom 2 teams have the most moves. I feel like that's a good sign.
I'm
You're
trying to
trying
fix it.
hard.
So
Trying
does
hard.
the second best team also has a lot of moves because and effectively like reshape the roster on the fly. So good on Chase.
Yes. And the proprietor of one of the few trades so far this season.
Yeah, the
Um,
only trade, right?
I think so.
Yeah.
Let's check. Yes.
If I ever have enough stuff to trade someone, I will probably make a move at some point. I'm probably
Let,
gonna at some point have to cash out one of my big 2, but we'll
yes,
see.
probably. So we'll get to that. So we wanted to give the fans and the league some strategies, some thoughts about how to navigate a barren or perceived to be barren waiver wire. And so I the first one we have is just pay attention. And especially the
Paying
next
attention
couple
is important.
paying attention is important, and especially the next month, as those folks come off the IL, don't be afraid to use that waiver pickup. For example, I put in a claim for Mr. Mason Plumlee, not like a crazy elaborate player, but somebody who's like doing stuff, and especially in a needing of a big. And I got him, and he's been very good. And so like
Yeah.
I was like in the bottom of the waiver list, so anybody could have got him.
I did look and I was out of moves.
You're out of moves. Yes.
I that makes sense because I definitely would have went for him if I could have.
So that's definitely, I think,
Also,
definitely
mind your number of moves. That's a good one too. Like, don't waste them all right away. And you definitely want to try to save one because you never know what might happen at like the end of the week when everybody drops a bunch of people. So I would keep at least one move option available if you can.
it's also a good Joe. Props to Joe. He's very strategic about when he drops players. I've noticed this.
He always drops them on Sunday to avoid people using them, and that's
Yes,
the way to do it. And like that makes sense from a strategy perspective, but also like that's probably when a lot of people are setting their roster too. It's like, oh, I gotta,
It's good if you don't want people to get your player that you like. I think it's good for folks who are dropping good players back onto the wire when they're getting their better players off IL. Like that's a
yeah.
good dump time. Uh, but yeah, it's certainly then you can't set your roster. So like usually I look around like Wednesday, Thursday, and like if you're not looking at the transaction trends, also I think that's point number a later point, but transaction trends is your friend, if only just to see what's out there. Because I do like that about Yahoo is like they factor in all of like the DFS leagues into this, so you get like the people who are like up and down every day. So at least you
Yeah,
get an
though that
idea.
that makes it hard for our
It does.
format too, because it's like, yeah, Terrence Davis, sure, but like the reason he played like 30 minutes in a throwaway like 30-point blowout, and that's why he did well. It's not because he like got extra time because of his skill level. He just played a lot in a blowout. And then like Javon Carter, he's had big games, but he's only playing because Holiday has been out.
Right. So yeah, so it's definitely
So you have to pay a
a
lot of attention as to why
yes.
they're added and dropped. Are they added and dropped because the guy ahead of them is out for 2 games? And that's not relevant for us because by the time you actually get to use him, the starter is back.
And that's why I like looking at the like sort of the Thursday, Friday, like end of the week to see if anybody's ready to like pop for the next week. Like that's I
Right.
think you look Monday, Tuesday, you get the weekend games, and then like yeah, that's too far away. If you look end of the work week, you can find the streamers. But you definitely have to do your own research.
No, please.
When
The poison phrase.
I'm sorry. I have to use it sometimes. Um, the the next one. I think just game planning is important. I feel like not enough. This kind of goes with paying attention, but I feel like not enough folks game plan for opponents or just like thinking about that when they pick up a waiver pickup. So
Just playing matchups, you mean? Like,
yeah, so like let's go look at next week's matchups that we have, and like we can tell the fans how we're gonna game plan. So let's start with you. I'll put you on the spot. Who are you playing?
okay, who do I have?
You got Peter. You got the Taco Jays. So
Echo Jays. Let's see. Let me see
let's look
the.
at Peter's roster. A little
Okay,
broken.
well, first of all, he's gonna blow me out of the water on points.
Yes.
Um,
He's a little weak on the big men though. He's only got
yeah,
Jared Allen, Wendell Carter Jr., and he's
Carter
playing
Jr.'s been out.
although
Also,
he does have the cheating Chris Stapps at power
also
forward.
Brooke, who is very good.
So maybe not. So he actually is pretty well balanced. So like I
But
think
none of
this
those guys are big. Most of those guys aren't big rebounders though, except for Jared Allen. So there might be an opening there. He's got like Tatum is just ridiculous. He's somehow taken another leap. So he's gonna get rebounds. He's gonna get everything. I mean, this is just like the style of this probably just plays to the things I'm gonna try to do. It's like there's a lot of high usage people here, so turnovers, percentages, um, and then hope that like I can swing the rebounds basically.
yep, I think that's so when you're looking at somebody
Honestly, I'm probably not making too many changes based on what I have.
yeah,
I have
that's
to see what happens with schedules and stuff, but Kawhi and what to do with Kawhi and Triple J. Triple J looks like they're just like, okay, you're good. Get back out there, play your 30 minutes, and block 1,000 shots.
that'd be good for you.
He had 5 blocks in his first game, so that's a good start.
So
What about you?
for me, if they don't change their lineup, I'm in pretty good
Giannis.
shape. Uh,
That's a tough team right there.
that is a tough team. I like if he does change his lineup, I'm in trouble. Because he's sort of a line. I think I would in my case for this matchup, I'd go small again. Like I would rotate in all of my guards here because I think I could win on threes against this lineup and then
If
try to
Bane is healthy, you can't.
well that's like I think it's I'm a wash on the rebounds because
I
like
would go big if I were you.
I can't go that big though. I'm like maxed. I like my bigness is is Gobert, Pirtle, and then like Plumlee and Hartenstein. Like I Hartenstein. Uh,
You're right there.
uh, so I and he's not that good all the time. So like I can't go like jumbo. So that's my problem. Uh, and Plumlee can also have bad games. So like I feel like I could get blown out on the rebounds, and but I could focus on like blocks and stocks and turnovers and stuff, which might be what I do. Um, like this might be a week that I might go pick
This
up
is
like
actually that's a very tough matchup for you. All the
yeah.
things you're saying, he does very well.
Yes, exactly. So like this will be tough and close. And so like if I was looking at the waiver wire, I'm also probably not super stoked, but as we've been saying, I honestly though I think this is like a good example of volume. Like I might go look and see if I can find volume. Like I need to really look at my lineup next week and be like, how many games am I playing? Because
Mm-hmm.
like this matchup's all like who's gonna be on the court. So like
And you know,
uh
you might get lucky with injuries too. That's always really important.
yeah. So like why can't I scroll sideways? Ugh, hard,
No, it doesn't
hard.
go into the next week.
Moving our box. No, it goes in next week. Next week's here.
Oh, it is? Okay.
Yeah. So like, yeah, like it looks like so for me,
The Raptors aren't
I'm
playing a
super
lot.
screwed actually. Yes. I'm probably hosed here. But so this is actually a week where I might go try to find somebody because like the Raptors all being on 2 games is definitely a punt week for me.
You've got a roster spot or two there that is available, just looking at who you have.
Yes. So like this is definitely a week where I'm gonna sub out Gary Trent Jr. I'm
Gotta
gonna
play Van Vliet, though, no matter what.
uh yeah, I would probably play him. Oh man, this is gonna be a bad week for me. Yeah, this is not. Oh, Plumlee's also on 2 games. Yeah, I'm gonna lose. So I'm just gonna lose. So most stories, sometimes you just have to punt it. Sometimes you
Sometimes
just
you
have
just eat it because of the schedule.
exactly. So not that this was not in the plan because I didn't pregame my own opponent, but like this is one where you just hold,
Yeah.
buy and hold, take the L and move on to the next week. Um, uh, all right. So then what do I got next? The last one. Mm,
Got your other tips. What's your last tip?
my last tip's really mostly around because we kind of talked about the other ones. Sometimes you just need to take a chance, I think, and either take a chance or just
Yeah.
like get over.
Sometimes you just say fuck it, and it's like, I like Bull. I'll pick him up. And then look what happens. He gets
And I
26 and 12 with 4 stocks.
exactly, and I think there's some players out there right now that are taking a chance, folks, that are like not crazy folks, like Seth Curry's out there. I think that's a flyer right now. I think that's a
If
good.
you need shooting,
Yeah, because I think he's gonna come back. That team's pretty dead. He's already got 9 points in the game tonight. Like I think that's a good. Oh, only 9 points. They're already done.
it's
Uh,
halftime. Oh,
uh,
that's the last game.
that's the last game he's not playing. So, but I think that's a good
He's been
flyer.
in.
Like,
I've been watching it on my phone as we've been doing it. He probably just hasn't taken a shot.
I think Eubanks is a chance taker. He's getting numbers, and you never know. No, the resident Blazers fan is poo-pooing it. All right.
I mean, like, he's fine, but he's not a numbers guy. Like,
Who
if you want to get like 13 and if you want to get like 8 and 6, yes,
un,
you might get a
also
block. You
underrated.
might get a block or two.
Underrated, I feel like is just eating the crow and admitting that you just need an 8-6 guy.
Oh
Like
yeah,
so
sometimes you do just need an 8 and 6 guy.
I underappreciated like you're the 8-6 guy that always gets 8-6 is better than your like random last roster spot a lot. So don't let the ego get in the way of your draft picks, I think is another good point.
Yeah,
Like
don't the don't get too fixated on like a sexy player as opposed to somebody who like performs a little bit. You know, he might get you 20 rebounds for the week, and that might be the difference in that category.
yeah, exactly. I feel like Harrison Barnes is a classical example here. Somebody I traded and have dumped, but is back to his, I think, more normal Barnesian nature. Probably not a bad pickup on the wire. Who do you any flyers out there for you? Who do you got? You
I mean,
lusting
I
after
probably would
anybody?
already have picked them up if I had any. I check this every day, and I don't really have anything right now, mostly because I'm mostly looking for steals right now.
Ooh, steals.
I'm looking for steals and boards, and and there's not a whole lot out there for either. Caruso is the guy for steals, but he like literally like does not shoot the ball. I don't
He
know if
really doesn't now. Yeah, that team, hey, they have taken the ball from him on offense.
yeah.
You got quickly. Good.
Quickly's all right, but he doesn't do anything else, and he shoots a bad percentage. And he turns the ball over. So I'm like, I'm trying to maintain those things, and then like actually, I guess he doesn't really turn the ball over. Never mind. Maybe I will pick him up.
Oh,
Uh,
this is the last 14 days. I do have the last
okay,
14 days up here for illustrative purposes.
guys,
Also
here.
critical usage
Yeah, use
for
the drop down menu correctly.
yes. Really key because like I think Caruso is a good example where like last 14 days he's been very bad, also not playing. But over the season he's probably doing okay.
He's 20 minutes a night, like get you a couple assists, couple stocks.
And
Again, not sexy at all. Like, but
got you. Why is he on the waiver? That's not bad. Shoots bad, I guess.
well, because he doesn't play when Drew is in the game.
Oh, the
Like
handcuff.
every game where he has more than 30 minutes, it's because Drew didn't play that game.
I see. You got the handcuff guy.
Yeah, he's the backup. And that's the handcuffs don't really work in weekly.
Yeah, unless you literally have them, that player.
Unless you know that the guy is injured. Like
Yeah.
a couple years ago when I had Cantor all season because Nurk was hurt.
That was a great play. That was like made the season.
And then he died right at the end because Nurk came back.
Is he in the league?
Huh?
Is Cantor in the league?
No, he's not on a team. I don't know if he's on a team.
I don't think he is.
He's
I
on
haven't heard his
Fox
name.
News a lot. I know that.
He's on Fox News a lot.
He's like a big political guy now. Big political, his name's Freedom.
Yeah, but like I thought like he was sort of like leftist, like he was anti like the government, like Turkey. Like Turkey's like
He
they're
is, but anyone who they can just say freedom a lot can get themselves on there.
ah,
He does not
fair.
appear to be on a team as far as I can tell. He was awarded the most valuable Patriot at Fox Nation's Patriot Awards this week.
That's incredible. Like I think we
So he
might
got
have
an
to
MVP. He got an MVP.
do we have to end there? I feel like that we might have to shut it down because I don't know if we can top that.
The MVP for freedom.
MVP for freedom. Or we'll wrap it up. I that hopefully those are helpful. Do you have any other, what about you? Any other further waiver doldrums strategies that the fans can help for their teams out there?
No, I would just underscore pay attention.
Hey,
And
thank you.
don't be scared to dump somebody.
I think that is the to me that's the number one key is don't be definitely don't let the pride kick in
And
and because
if you're gonna stash someone, like if you're gonna hold on to someone, make sure it's a young guy. Like don't hold on to olds who are gonna get worse during the season and miss more games.
give me an example.
Well, I mean, just of an old guy to hold on to.
But like old guy not to hold on to if you were gonna dump somebody.
Let's see.
Do you have one on your team?
I don't have one off the top of my head because I don't know like who's playing well or not. Like I just dumped Monte Morris. He's a fine player, but like he just wasn't. He was getting a little bit of things, but not enough of what I needed. I drafted him like I think the 11th round or something like that, but just like no, you're not doing it. I'll pick up a rookie instead. To just sit on and see if they can do better and get better as the season goes on.
Gotcha. All right. Well, there that is. Good luck on the waivers. And I
A lot
guess
more of them to go.
it definitely the key also is like as the people come back, the waivers get better. It's like this is we're like in the
Yeah,
bottom
once
of
those
the
IL
trough.
spots are less than a third full or whatever, then there's more chances of getting somebody good.
Yes.
One last thing I'd like to note. I have like on my phone open here to watch Kawhi, but the Clippers game has a constant like AWS stat thing happening at all
Mm,
times. where like the percentages are over their heads whenever they have the ball, and it's very distracting, but it's also kind of cool. And it also has like a little graphic in the top right that shows where all the players are moving around. Like it just has little like Connect Four bits moving around the court.
Kind of like that. Hot take. All of those live stats are stupid and terrible and give nothing to the viewing experience.
Yeah, I always love the one that it's like the football one where it's like the percentage of catching this ball was like 1.5%. And it's like, based on what? And also they caught it, so obviously not.
I also just don't want that. Like, I
Yeah.
want to like watch a game and be like, that was cool. And that was obviously hard because I'm a human and that's hard. And like
The
not
Blazers have an analytics guy on their broadcast team now who like comes in on a tiny box after the commercial and like says a dumb stat that is like completely irrelevant, and like all of Blazers Twitter just is like constantly making fun of him.
love it.
Also,
And
his
like,
name is Corey Jez, Jez. I'm just gonna leave it at that.
oh man.
Let's just leave it at that.
Okay, we're gonna revisit the we'll revisit the in-game analytics takes later, but I can't top that. So that be good luck on the waivers, and remember
W
MVP
number
freedom.
one. Let's go.
MVP freedom.